everyone, it's Dr. Gina Joe, or Dr. Gina Jefferson, Professor of Otolaryngology, Head and Neck Surgery. And today I have with me one of my great friends and colleagues, Dr. Troy Woodard. Can you introduce yourself to our audience?
I'm a rhinologist, sinus and skull-base surgeon at the Cleveland Clinic. I also hold a leadership role in the Academy of Otolaryngology and Head Neck Surgery. I am the first African-American chair of the Board of Governors.
Can you share with us kind of your residency experience? Because there's so few African-American otolaryngologists. Clearly, we were probably the only ones in our training program.
It started when I was in high school. Had my interview. In the middle of my undergrad interview, the interviewer says, you know what? I don't think you have what it takes. Even though you could have what it takes, you still can hit all these roadblocks and obstacles.
Based on what you look like.
Based on what you look like, right? So I went to, DePaul University. And so I remember thinking, okay, well, I still need to get into medical school. So I went to the chair of our biology department and I asked for, to apply for any type of lab jobs or technician jobs. And I specifically remember him saying, for you, there are no jobs. I went to the historically Black colleges and university during the summers. That's where I got my, research experience. So I met with my pre-med advisor. He was like, no, you need to rethink your choices. You're thinking too high. I went ahead and applied, to Johns Hopkins. But what I didn't realize was that there was other obstacles that came about that maybe some other people wouldn't have to consider, like financial. I got these interviews to medical school, but I didn't realize that you had to fly there. You had to get hotel. You had to have a suit, shoes, all of these things, which cost thousands of dollars. So I wrote the president of the university, told him my story. And next thing I knew, he decided to sponsor me. I want to show that even though, there are hurdles and obstacles, you got to still persevere. But then there's also people in the world who can mentor you and sponsor you. Got my residency spot at Loyola. I was the first African-American male there. And I think what a lot of African-Americans experience, a big burden on, a young adult who's still trying to take in all of this, large amount of information and still trying to save lives. And
I was going to say, I feel like this is something that continues throughout our professional careers. I think that you're also the fellowship director at Cleveland Clinic. And what motivates you to do that, but also what motivates you for your national work within our specialty?
So, my motivation, it's interesting because when I first became a doctor, it was about just helping the patient. I can envision myself really helping the community and I can see myself helping a lot of young people. And what I mean by that is letting them know, hey, I made it, you can too. Hey, I'm here. There's some other physicians I know that are here. They're not necessarily all Black. They need to see people like me, right? And we can change communities. As the chair of the BOG, my job is really to represent the members of the Academy. So our membership is diverse, okay? So we have people of different colors, we have people of different ethnicities, we have different job types, right? Private practice, academician, hired, military, right? And oftentimes, some of those people feel not heard. And part of that is making sure that they are included in the Academy. So I want them to be active in many of the initiatives. And I mentioned that mentoring and sponsorship are very important to me. Really try to bring in medical students during our Academy meeting, have a big networking event.
Is there any specific advice you would give to an African-American male considering not just the subspecialty of otolaryngology, but really any surgical subspecialty?
You're still going to have to prove yourself, but also remember that it's your responsibility or my responsibility to give back. You might want to not speak up so much. You might just want to listen.
Thank you for your sage advice. And for all of you who follow me, continue to follow me on Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter at Dr. Gina Jo.